Welcome again friends and welcome back to Self-Expert online coaching classes. In my today's video lecture, I am going to discuss about the body fluid. So, if you don't watch my previous video, please watch this video first and then come back. So, don't waste your time. Let's start it. First of all, we have to know about the body fluid. What is body fluid? So, body fluid is nothing but it's a kind of watery substances which made up of different ions and different substances. So body fluid is a ions like the potassium ions, magnesium ions, calcium ions, sodium ions, bicarbonate ions, etc. And substance like different proteins, enzymes, different amino acids, fatty acid, carbohydrate, and so on. So, in one sentence, the body fluid means it's a kinds of watery substances which made up with ions and different substances, ion like potassium, magnesium, chlorine, sodium, bicarbonates, etc. And substance means different substances like proteins, enzymes, amino acid, fatty acid, carbohydrate, etc., which are mainly responsible for a cell to grow or proper function of a body. So let's come back to our next discussions, that is the compositions of body fluids. So in human beings, the total body is made up with two things, that is the thing which are fluid in nature and something which are solid in nature. So human body is composed of two things, solid parts and watery parts or fluid parts. So solid plus fluid. So in case of male, the solid part is 40% and fluid part is 60%. And in case of female, it is 45% and fluid is 55%. In case of infant, it is 25% solid and 75% is fluid part. So this is the compositions of the body fluid in case of female and infants. So here one question always comes in mind, that is why female body fluid is less and male body fluid is more. The reason behind it, the females contain more fat than males. That means females contains more adipose tissue and male contains more muscles tissue. And here one thing we need to know that muscle tissue contains more fluid than adipose tissue. Muscle tissue contains approximately 75% of fluid in comparison with adipose tissue. Adipose tissue contains only 10% of fluid. That's why male contain more fluid than female. And in case of infants, all the tissues, mostly all the tissues are actually soft in nature. So softness comes from the fluid. So most of their body parts is fluid in nature. As that's why the fluid part of our body is more high than male and female. Okay, so now we will discuss about the classification of body fluid. So the body fluid can be divided approximately three types. It is, one is the intracellular fluid. Second one is the transcellular fluid, and third one is the extracellular fluid. So intracellular fluid means the fluid within the cells or inside the cells. So let's say it's a cell, all the organelles so all the fluids inside the cell, that is the cytoplasmic matrix, most of the cytoplasmic matrix are acts as an intracellular fluid. Intracellular fluid contains different organelles different organelles, different proteins, enzymes, nutrients, etc. So intracellular fluid is responsible for the proper functioning of intracellular organelles, and it gives the nutrients to all the organelles, and also helps to grow all the organelles, and also maintain the homeostasis in the intracellular environments. The next part is transcellular fluids. So transcellular fluids is nothing but the fluids which are actually lined with the epithelial tissue spaces. So this is the epithelial tissue space, that is, these are the epithelial tissue and these are the epithelial tissue space. So epithelial tissue space, within this epithelial tissue space the transcellular fluid is present. Below the epithelial lining the base membrane are present, and last of all the endothelial tissue, and through the lining of endothelial tissues blood capillaries are formed. So example of transcellular fluids are the cerebrospinal fluids, synovial fluids, peritoneal fluids, GI tract fluids, and different joint fluids are the example of transcellular fluids. So function of transcellular fluid is its acts as a reservoir for containing all the nutrients which are actually needed for epithelial tissue spaces or epithelial tissue lining. So let's for example cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid acts as a reservoir for containing all the nutrients which are needed for brain. Because of it, the blood capillaries does not enter into directly into the brain. Um, Through the cerebrospinal fluids, it gives nutrients to the brain. Okay. So in the next point, the extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid is nothing but the fluid present outside of the cells. That means, let's say for example, it's a cells and fluid present in outside. So that is the outside the cell membrane. This fluid is called extracellular fluid. About hundreds years ago, in 19th centuries, a great French physiologist called Claude Warner gives a term called milieu interior. It means the internal environment of the body. Internal in the later internal environment of the body change the name into the extracellular fluid. So extracellular fluid means the internal environments of the body. So all the cells, organs and tissues and also glands which are actually made of our body are actually residing internally within our body. So there present actually the extracellular fluid or internal environment of the body. So let's discuss about the extracellular fluid in details. Extracellular fluid. So it acts as an extracellular fluid acts as an internal environment of the body. Internal environment of the body. An extracellular fluid is further divided into two types. It is interstitial fluid interstitial fluid and plasma. Interstitial fluid means fluid present in between the cells. Inters mean in between. So fluid present in between the cells is called intercellular fluids. Let's say for example, it's a cells and it's another cells. So if the fluid present in between two cells, then it is called intercellular fluid. Intercellular fluid. Okay. Example of it is the lymph. Lymph. Lymph is present in between the tissues or cells. So next one is the plasma. So blood is made up of blood cells and plasma. So without blood cells, all the substances which are present in blood and it's called plasma. So if we see the blood under microscope, it is made up of blood cells plus plasma. So if we remove all the blood cells, the except are all plasma. So plasma acts as an extracellular fluid. So this is all about the body fluid which actually maintain the body homeostasis. So in the next video we'll discuss about the other parts of this series. So keep watching, keep focusing this video, and if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to get more interesting video and more conceptual video like that. So thank you.